Welcome to Release Readiness Live. My name is Ayori Selassie, and I'll be your host as we walk through the latest feature and enhancements for the Summer 18 release. Thank you for joining us from all around the world. Now, all this week, we'll be going through the latest features for all the clouds, but today we're going to be focused on Sales Cloud. Now, our product managers will be giving you a sneak peek into the rest of the roadmap. So as a reminder, please make your purchasing decisions based on what's currently available in the product, as we will be making some forward-looking statements. Now, what I love about Release Readiness Live is that no matter what kind of trailblazer you are, whether this is your very first release or if you've already been testing out features in your sandbox, this show is perfect for you because our product managers are here to answer all your questions. And so where do you go to ask those questions? To answer that question, I'd love to introduce our community rock star, Elna Miller, to tell you exactly where to go.
Thanks, Ayori. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Boy, it seems like we were just here for spring 18, and now we're back for summer. So I'm really excited to be here, excited that you're joining us. And I want to encourage everybody to ask lots of questions and post lots of shout-outs. Shout-outs and quick questions are great on Twitter, and of course the animated GIFs are always appreciated. And then post your real meaty questions in the Release Readiness Trailblazers group in the Trailblazer community. There should be a link somewhere below here. And you can go post those questions, use the hashtag Salesforce Live, and we will be answering as many as we can during this broadcast. However, there's lots of content to show you today, so we'll get to all your questions, at least in the community, in the next couple of days after. So Ayori, let's see what we've got today.
Awesome. Thank you, Elna. Well, we should really jump into the show, but I have to remind you, this broadcast is being recorded so that you can rewatch it whenever you like. And with that, let's introduce our product managers.
Hi, my name is Haidong Song. I'm here to cover all the core SFA features in Summer 18 release.
Hi, my name is Anand. I'm here to cover sales productivity features coming in Summer 18.
Hi, I'm Marianne, and I'm going to be covering how Einstein helps you boost win rates in Sales Cloud.
Hey everyone, I'm Anusha, and I'm very excited to share our reports and dashboards features for Summer 18.
So within Sales Cloud, what we want to do is to making sure that we can always introduce new product features and capability that will help you and your organization to be more effective and more productive. So we want to making sure you and all the sales teams would be able to focus more time to grow the pipeline, closing more deals, and also with Einstein, we would be able to provide you with the right in-context, proactive insights so that they can do more things more effectively and more efficiently. With that, I would like to introduce you to some of the new features in our Summer 18 release within the core SFA modules. First, we have introduced more new features into campaign so that you can better manage the campaign capabilities. Couple of things. Now you can add multiple contacts and leads to the contacts in one single screen. You can do that. But also, if you are doing more of the account-based marketing, you can now be able to search and add all contacts from one single account into a campaign quickly within one single transactions. Not only you can add all these multiple contact leads to campaign, you can also now do a list email for all the campaign members instead of going back to the leads and contact to select and search to these members and add them to the list email capabilities. Finally, we also did a couple of other things to help you to enhance the capability on other things related to campaign. For example, now you would be able to filter your contact leads list views based on the campaign in addition to other filters based on all these type of filters. You can also now manage the campaign member sharings using that to control how the leads and the contacts would be viewed. In addition to based on the campaign itself, now you can base those on the access control on leads and contacts themselves. After campaign campaign, now let's talk about leads convert. We also enhanced our leads convert capability in the summer 18 release. So now you can associate contacts to multiple accounts during the leads convert process itself by converting the leads into existing contacts and associate to multiple contacts. That way you can avoid potential duplicates from getting into the system and also give you more flexibility to capture all this information related to the single person in your org. You now can also click the name fields to expand or collapse each individual section for accounts, contacts, and opportunities during the leads conversion process, so you can more easily looking at all information and take your actions. Talk about campaign and leads convert. Obviously, a lot of times we try to making sure duplicate will be prevented as much as possible. Good news is that now you would also be able to, in addition to the real-time dupe detection, you can now do the duplicate management in batch. If you are in our unlimited edition or performance edition, admin now can run batch jobs to identify potential duplicates within their orgs and surface that both in the setup screen as well as in reports. So admins, data stewards can now start to go through all the potential duplicates and start to resolve them instead of just relying on reps to identify them during data entry or update process. We have also improved matching mechanism to identify potential leads and match them to existing accounts by taking into consideration the domain names of the accounts and matching those with emails of the leads so that we can surface those potential duplicates much early on in the process when you're doing all your management. Once all of this being converted into accounts and contacts, we're also adding more capabilities when you try to manage your accounts and contacts in the system. You have asked to add the pass to contacts, and now in summer 18, we have delivered the pass capability on contact, so you can manage stage transition within the contact itself. This would be useful if you say you're managing the transition for accounts for contacts from a different process in their stages, life cycle, or if you're actually using contacts instead of leads to manage the process within your org. So that will be perfect for you to manage the transition between different stages. You can also view the account paths in our community product in addition to within Sales Cloud. And if you're using our person account capabilities, now you don't have to switch back to Classic to the already admin. All the admin capability are now exposed within the Lightning console. On the opportunity side, we're continuing to making sure you have more capability to manage all your pipeline progression within your sales teams. We have introduced splits in spring 18. Now in summer 18, we are introducing the product schedules within the Lightning UI. So within Lightning, you can now create or update existing product schedule to making sure all the information will be captured. We're also making enhancement to the pass and Kanban so that when you do the transitions, stage transition in pass and Kanban, dependent pick list will now be surfaced to making sure the user will enter all the right information during the stage transition and making sure no information is being skipped or lost. Once we have the product schedules in the pipeline, now in summer 18, you can also now conduct your forecast based on the product schedule. This will making sure all the appropriate revenue information and quantity information will be captured based on property schedule in the product instead of on one single revenue, or quantity numbers. So this will be spread out appropriately. This is especially used for when you in scheduled delivery scenarios or in a SaaS that build based on months or different other period scenarios. So not only you can do a product schedule based forecast within Lightning within summer 18, we're also introducing a new capability so you can do forecast based on your territory hierarchy. Previously, all the forecasts are based on the role hierarchy. Now you will be able to do your forecast based on the territory hierarchy. This is in addition to the role hierarchy, so you have due hierarchy to analyze your forecast and conduct forecast. This capability currently is in pilot with target date to make this GA in the winter 19 release. Now let me show you all of these capabilities in a demo. So I'm logging as Justin as sales admin. First, I want to see how I'm doing on my campaign. So I'm drilling down into one of the campaigns. In the campaign, you will notice that the pass is enabled on the campaign. So if you, in your campaign creation and planning process, you can move this along different type of stages. When you are ready to add leads or contacts into the campaign, you can do that by adding multiple leads or contacts to the campaign in one single shot. For example, if we need to add multiple leads into the campaign, you can see all of this will be selected and you can remove them. Very similar user experience when we adding multiple products into the opportunity. And you can update or keep the existing campaign members if there are potential duplicates already in the campaign members. The other parts we have done is when you are trying to add in contacts into the campaigns, you can either enter search based on the contact, the first name, last name information, but you can also search based on the account information. For example, if I want to add all the leads in the account associated with the account Acme, I can search for account Acme, and then all of those contacts associated with Acme will be selected. You can select all of them, or you can just selectively pick leads, pick the contacts to be added to the campaign, and now you're done. So to making sure you don't forget anyone you want to target within the same account itself. Once we're done with the add leads into the campaign, now let's look at what we can do on the leads itself. So when I go to the leads, we're looking at the existing leads, and we'll see how we can do the leads conversion. During the leads conversion, we have added capabilities so that you will be able to choose, create a new or choosing existing leads. In this case, we can create new accounts, but we want to making sure we are choosing a existing lead. We know a lot of times there is already a Lauren Boyle in the system, so we don't want to create a new contacts again to making sure there's no more duplicates in the system. And you can notice that the existing Lauren Boyle is attached to the Service Logic accounts, but now in the lead itself, Lauren has now moved into Hilton. So by doing this type of leads conversion, we would be able to making sure that Lauren is now also associated with the Hilton Hotel accounts itself, to making sure Lauren now can be associated to multiple accounts during the leads conversion process instead of creating a new leads. Once we're done with that, let's look at the contacts Lauren. So within the contact itself, you now also can see the past has been added to the contacts. If you want to rate the contacts by certain characteristics, we can see all that, and we can manage the transition. And you can see now Lauren also be associated with Hilton Hotel based on the leads conversion process itself. In the opportunity management process, we have added the past, and now when we are trying to move the past stages to the next stage, during the past movement stage transition, now we will surfacing all the dependent pick list. Based on the strategic transition, users would be asked to enter further information. For example, during the value proposition change stage, we are being asked to enter a competitor information, and now during the transition process, the UI will prompt me to enter all those information so that I will not forget to capture those information and put all into the system. We can also enter all this information looking at product schedules. So let me show you how we can do that. Let me drill down into all the product line items associated to this particular product. Looking at the teleconferencing packages, this is a very complex product we are sold to the companies. And during my discussion with Lauren, she told me that the current schedule divided based on 10 months delivery is no longer valid. We need to re-establish a product schedule. So we can recapture data. It will start from May, and instead of 10, now it will become an 8 months installment. We can also deliver all the potential units based on 8 months intervals. So we can save all these potential informations. Okay, up here, monthly.
Good old field validation
yes,
at work.
Good old field validation in work. So now you will notice that the number and the quantity has now been recaptured and reestablished with appropriate product schedules based on the information we just entered. Of course, you can also modify that. And now with all this information done, we can now also looking at the forecast to see how these will be reflected in the product revenue schedule. You will now have multiple schedules. We can also look at the opportunity revenue schedules, and you will notice that some of the information will be captured based on the product revenue schedules, and the package information will be shown in the system. Not only we can also show the forecast roll-up based on the product schedules, we can also now see the roll-up based on the territories. On the current screen, the roll-up is based on the reporting row hierarchy. Now let's flip into the territory hierarchy, and you will see that as I'm logging as Justin, I'm the forecasting manager for the Americas. With that, I can drill down into all the regions that I'm responsible for. For example, if I'm responsible for the US region, I can drill down further to look at all the forecasting based on the region itself. And this is in addition to all the HR type of reporting structures, so that we will now be supporting a matrix reporting structure in our forecasting capability, give you more capability to analyze your data. So that's all the highlights I want to share with you for the core SFA modules in the summer 18. Now back to you.
That's awesome, Haidong. That was jam-packed, and so I'm sure the folks out there in the community have lots of questions. Elna, what do we have out there?
Well, yes, questions and shout-outs are flowing in fast and furious, and I just want to remind everyone that if we don't get to your question live on the air, we will get to it after the webcast. The product managers will be going in and looking at them later today or tomorrow. So a couple shout-outs. Steve Moe Many of you may know him in the community. He says, without a doubt, my favorite new Summer 18 feature is the new pint glass report chart. Now, if those of you don't know what he's talking about, I think he's talking about the funnel chart, and he's made a nice screenshot with some yellows and oranges. And if you know Steve, you know why he loves the pint glass. And then Alex says, Path on Contact will make my sales team super happy. So thank you for that, Alex. And also, Carol says, love that the lead screen shows what was updated on conversion. Nice. So thank you for that. Christopher has a shout out and a question. Filtering lead and contact list views by campaign associations. Good to see that this is now in Lightning Experience. But when you're adding leads and contacts to campaign, it looks much easier, but can I change which fields show up as columns in the selection table?
I'll get back to you on that. I'm not product manager on that.
Okay. And then Randy was saying, custom quick actions for person accounts, sweet! And are custom dates on the roadmap for forecasting?
Yes, those are on the roadmap.
Great. And then one more question from James. He says, can quotes be reparented to a different opportunity yet? The field has been editable, but the ability to change the opportunity on the quote isn't quite available yet.
I believe that is on the roadmap.
All right. Do we
Awesome.
do we need to move on, or do we have time
We
for?
actually have time for a few more.
Okay, I got one more from Catherine. So she says, lead conversion to multiple accounts. What happens to all the activity on Lauren Boyle? Is it related to all 3 accounts? Because normally the activity would be, showing up on the account activity, or does it just go to the account of the related object record?
The activity will be attached to the contacts, and those will be determined by whether it shows on the account's activity stream will be determined by the account activity stream sharing models.
Great.
Awesome. Great. All right. So let's move on to you, Anand.
Perfect. Thank you, Ayari. We have a jam-packed release for sales productivity, and with that, let's jump into task management to begin with. Now, task management is a feature I manage, so it's near and dear to my heart, so I'm going to start off with that. Task management with Lightning has been one of the drivers for sales productivity, and with Summer 18, we've got more features into a release than ever before. The first and the biggest one is customizable task list views. With Summer 18, we provided users the flexibility to view the task the way they want by creating additional filters on list views. And now there are 3 ways to manage their task. They can do that in a table view, in a split view with the list on the left and the detail on the right, or as a Kanban board. We've made task creation easier as well by bringing 2 features from Salesforce Classic into the Lightning experience. Subject pick list for tasks allows users to select frequently used task subject values or type of free-form text value. And with bulk creation, they can add 1 or more assignee values or even a user group to the assigned to field and create 1 task per user. The Lightning Calendar utility has improved release after release, and Summer 18 is no different. The drag and drop scheduling functionality lets you click on an event, an opportunity, a task, and move it to an empty date or time field. All the editable objects that you overlay on your calendar are now drag and drop schedulable. The subject pick list I bought up for task is also coming to events. So frequently used event values for subject are now available as a selectable pick list. And finally, recurring events in Lightning is now in pilot. Users can create a recurring event series daily, weekly, or monthly. And using products like Lightning Sync, we can now sync those into Outlook and Office 365 so that they can see it in their email client as well. For customers who want to get onto the pilot, reach out to their account executives or success representatives. Lightning Dialer is a native telephony solution for Lightning experience, and it is optimized for sales productivity and engagement. Summer 18 is a big release for Lightning Dialer as well. The first one I want to call out is call monitoring allows managers to silently listen on outbound calls and also provide their reps better coaching for the future. Local presence is now part of Lightning Dialer, which means reps have a better opportunity of connecting with their customers. Reps can also record multiple messages for voicemail drop feature. And last but not least, there's call recording as a pilot for existing customers of Lightning Dialer. Email has been a continuous investment that we've done in Lightning Experience, and Summer 18 has a lot of enhancements on that front as well. First up is list email to campaigns. So now you can send a list email to all the members of a campaign, which could be leads, contacts, or person accounts, or you can pick and choose campaign members to do our outreach to. There's also support for classic Visual 4 templates and the ability to use Lightning templates in list email. Email templates has a new homepage. With this homepage, users can manage their templates right from within Lightning, even if they don't have setup access. And with the ability to have custom HTML templates, organizations can provide a rich experience and branding within their email communication. Starting Summer 18, we also have a new language that we're supporting for templates, which is reusable for merge fields across objects. So you no longer have to have templates associated with leads and contacts. You can now use the handlebar merge language, which is an industry standard, and create merge fields that are working across objects.
That's awesome.
For users who spend most of their time in their email client, Salesforce for Outlook is an add-in for Outlook which brings some great Salesforce capabilities into your email client. You can view your sales-related records to your emails. You can associate emails to records, either manually or using Einstein Activity Capture to do it automatically. You can edit your records. You can manage your tasks. You can do a lot more right from within your email client and not have to context switch. Finally, also in Summer 18, we bought a premium experience that comes with Salesforce Inbox onto the Outlook add-in. It's the same add-in. You can just upgrade your users and provide them with more productivity features. The Inbox license brings in some great productivity features like email tracking, inserting availability, and scheduling an email to be sent later. So we don't have a lot of time to get into details of the Outlook add-in, but for users interested in it, there's going to be a separate recording by the end of this week for email apps.
Awesome.
So with that, I'm going to jump into a quick demo to highlight some of the Summer 18 features. So here I am as a sales rep, and I spend most of my day in the Lightning experience. There's a lot of enhancements that have come with the Summer 18 release, and I'm just going to go over a few of them. So I start my day in tasks, and the first thing I notice is a big change because I now have a platform-first view of my tasks. I have customized list view capabilities in here, and there are more than one ways to manage my task right now. So I can. This is the split view, which is something which is for tasks. You have the list on the left and detail on the right. I can manage my task as Kanban cards. So I can move cards from one stage to the another, and I've just updated my task. I have a latest snapshot of where my tasks are with what stage. And finally, I have the table view. In the table view, I can do inline edit, I can do mass edit of my tasks and manage them from one big view. The big win is the ability to create custom list views. So I'm going to go do that. I am going to create a list view to help me narrow down tasks that are due next week, just kind of helping me focus on things that matter. So that's a list, and with that list, I can now add custom filters. I'm going to add a filter to due date. And with that, I've created a custom list view, which is narrowing down the tasks that are due this week, helping me stay focused on what matters. And I can quickly favorite this list view so that I can access it from anywhere within the app. Next, I'm going to look at the enhancements we've done for task creation. So when you click on a new task, you notice that there are predefined subject values that show up. I can select from any one of these and also I can type free-form text. So it kind of gives me a best of both worlds scenario. And also I can add additional people to this. So when I add Bill to this task as an assignee, I'm creating 2 tasks, one assigned to me and one assigned to Bill, just making sure that I'm not doing save and new every time. I can create multiple tasks from the go. And I can also select a group. So when I select a group, each member of the group gets a task, and if me and Bill are part of the group, we are not going to be assigned a duplicate task. So the dedupe works right within there. Nice. Next, I'm going to jump into my calendar. I want to take a look at what things I have on my plate for today and this week. The new feature in calendar that is going to be making my life much easier is drag and drop and the ability to reschedule events. I no longer have to click into an event, hit edit, change the time. If I see a time that is free, I'm going to move in my event, and just like that, I've updated my event. I can do that same thing with my tasks. So I'm going to update my task and any object that I've overlaid on my calendar. So here I'm going to move an opportunity close date from Thursday to Friday, and just like that, I've updated my calendar.
That's lightning fast.
Yeah. I can also collapse my sidebar, giving me more real estate in case I'm on an iPad, to just make the most of the real estate I have. Next, in my organization, I also work with the marketing team on campaigns. So I'm going to look at one of the campaigns that we've been running this month. This is an executive lunch event. I see that we've sent out an email to 33 participants of the campaign, but only 14 have responded. And I have a task to actually reach out again. I can now send a list email from a campaign. So I can go and send a list email right from within the campaign record, and you see that the recipients are the members of the campaign, and it's also related to the campaign. But some of these have responded already, so I'm not going to do an outreach to them again. For that, I have another handy feature wherein I can drill into the campaign members, and I can see who's been invited, who's registered already. And today, I'm just going to reach out to the leads. So I'm going to go ahead and select the 5 leads that I want to reach out to, and I can say send list email. So now I have 5 recipients in here. I can add a template that I've created. I can review the emails. So each one of them is going to get an email that is inviting them to the event. And just like that, I'm basically sending list email on campaign way more easily in Lightning. Once I send this out, I also notice that my template was geared towards a lead, and I'm going to go look at creating a new email template. So email templates in Lightning have a new home. When I click on new, I now have the new Lightning template creation interface. So in here, I can add HTML value in here. I can basically customize the template to represent my organization and my brand. And if we try to insert a merge field, merge fields here have, they cover multiple objects. So for example, I'm no longer restricted to lead and name. I'm basically saying any recipient, and the field is a name. So I can see the first name works for user, works for lead, works for contact, and I can select this and insert. So now this one template is something I can reuse for my leads, for my contacts.
Wow, that's awesome.
So this is something that's going to be a great productivity driver for our users. Finally, one last thing I want to showcase is Lightning Dialer. Lightning Dialer, as I said, is built with sales productivity in mind. One of the new features I have is now the ability to listen into conversations one way, outbound conversations. So I'm a sales manager, and Justin here is one of my reps, and I can basically listen into the next conversation Justin has. Let's look at Justin's view. So now I'm here as Justin. I'm going to click on a phone number. So the beauty of Lightning Dialer is you can create a call list and power through your calls, or you can click to dial. So I'm going to click to dial here, and I have the dialer pop up. I'm basically dialing the call, and on the manager view, it says waiting for next call. And now I can see who's the person Justin is having a conversation with. And just like that, I'm part of the session. I can create notes for Justin. And in here, as soon as Justin ends the call, my manager is now back to waiting for the next call. So Lightning Dialer is, with this feature for call monitoring, reps are able to get coaching from their sales manager way more effectively and easily than before.
Awesome.
So that's all I had. There's a lot more, but this is what time permits me to showcase.
Great. Thank you, Anand. So that was amazing. I have so many questions, but this show's for you, not for me. So Elna, how about we check in with the community?
All right, thank you. So yeah, we have a few shout outs, starting with CH Sazador, template conversion. He says it's a huge time saver, and thank you for posting the link to the article on Twitter on how to do that. So if you could post it in the community, that would be great too, because that would be a great thing to have there. And then John says cross-object email templates means no longer creating extra hidden fields on records just for emails. Thanks. Yay. Okay. Alex says huge shout out to the awesome Salesforce folks for cross-object email templates. So that's a big popular hit right there. And Roger and Padam, they were asking about, so the task management features are really cool, but they're wondering, are we going to have the same thing for events? For example, is there a tab for events the same way we have for tasks?
So list views for tasks are coming in summer. For events, it's still down the road for us on the roadmap, but it is something that we are gathering feedback on. So definitely reach out to our calendar PM on the community.
Great. And then a question for Lightning Dialer from Dominique. Has it been enhanced to include international yet?
So international calling from Lightning Dialer is on the short-term roadmap. So that's something you should hear about in the next few releases.
All right, quick question from Randy. Are you saying that Lightning email templates support cross-object merge fields?
Yes.
Whoa, mind blown. Okay. And then here's a great Twitter name. Nutty Naughty Nerd says, the managers listening in Lightning Dialer. When you say silent, does that mean that the rep doesn't know the manager is listening, or just the contact that doesn't know?
The contact doesn't know. So I think that's something I missed in my demo. When a manager joins in the conversation, the rep has a banner on top which says your manager is listening in, and they are aware that the manager is on the conversation, and it kind of helps with the coaching where they can get the right amount of feedback for the conversation. The contact is something that doesn't know where a manager is listening in.
We do have some clarification questions on the inbox feature. So one from Dominique again is the inbox beta. Is that an add-on to Salesforce for Outlook, or is it a separate thing? And then quite a few people are asking for information about the separate video on Salesforce for Outlook and the other email integration features. So we will be posting that information in the community for you. I believe there's going to be a special recording that will be available maybe later this week or next week. And for those that are wondering about the difference between the two, can you just quickly clarify that?
Sure. Lightning for Outlook is free. However, the Salesforce Inbox license is an add-on. The productivity features that come with Salesforce Inbox are therefore an add-on. It's one plugin which has got both sets of capabilities, but for the premium productivity features, it is an add-on.
Yeah. We're going to come back for more questions later, but let's go ahead and move on to Marianne and see what you've got to share with us.
Okay, sounds great. So for me, I'm extremely happy to be here because we're 5 releases in on our Sales Cloud Einstein journey, and we have AI in every step of the sales process. At the end of the day, you don't need your own data science team. We hired a ton of them. We have them in-house working, and they're helping you build a better pipe, get rid of manually entering data, and then helping you grow your business and really optimizing that. And the way that we do that is we're actually training them on all of your sales process, all of the data that you have in your CRM, as well as everything that we know about the best practices for Salesforce. And so we look at all of the structured as well as the unstructured data. It's hard for the human mind to be able to look at what are all of the historical win rates. How often should I be communicating with someone? What does it mean when someone new enters my team? Does Anand sandbag every month? Does Ayuri always hit her number and then some, and hide the extra accounts that she has? we don't know that as sales managers, and there's no way when you have a team of 500 people you could know that. But Einstein knows this, and Einstein gives you all of this power with AI. And so we help you prioritize what to work on first, whether it's which leads to look at, who has the highest potential, helping you predict your forecast, and then really driving how you drive win rates. So again, Sales Cloud Einstein is available for everyone today. It has been for 5 releases, and we're seeing customers with great success rates. They have over 30% win rates with this product, and they're seeing a lot of traction. That's because they're able to prioritize which leads to work on, what opportunities to reach out to with Einstein everywhere for them. They're able to look at their pipeline trends. We have over 20 out-of-the-box tools and dashboards for you, as well as 40 different filters and functionality in Einstein Analytics. And then we really, really focus on reducing manual data entry with Einstein Automatic Activity Capture, as well as Einstein Automated Contacts. And so we really, really want you to try out all of these features. And I have a bunch of things, whether you're just getting started on your journey with Opportunity Score, you want to get rid of an hour a day where you manually log information with Einstein Activity Capture, or you know and love Einstein and you're ready to get started with forecasting. So that's our big announcement for this release. Einstein Forecasting is officially GA, yay. I know that you've heard about it before last release, but also we showed it at Dreamforce, and now you have this great prediction graph component, which is also available on mobile in the Analytics mobile app. We also have prediction fields and factors, because we know that it's not enough for us to hire a team of data scientists. We need to tell you why they think that this is your forecast, what are the factors that are leading to that, and how you can also figure out how to move the needle at the end of the month. So this is really, really huge. You know, we would have loved to ship this a year ago, but we had to spend a lot of time training Einstein on sentiment analysis and deal closure rates. And now Einstein has that knowledge of everything that we've done for all of our customers over the last 2 years, and using that to help predict and make your forecasts better. Einstein Opportunity Scoring, like I said, is a great first step to getting involved in Einstein. What Opportunity Scoring allows you to do is it allows you to focus on the opportunities that are great, the ones that really need attention, and if you gave them just a little bit more attention, they move over the line and close. Lead scoring does the exact same thing for leads, and you'll see here in this screenshot, what we've added is we've added guided setup for lead scoring. We know that not everyone has a PhD in data science. I definitely don't. And so if you want to understand how lead scoring is working and you want to take those setup steps very carefully, we give you more information about what everything does. And let's say you do have a PhD in lead scoring and you know everything that you want, and there are maybe 1 or 2 fields that you just don't think should apply to your lead score, you can now exclude those fields. The ability to tune these models and make them personalized for you is great. But I'd say just make sure you know what you're doing. Einstein knows a lot more than we can mentally comprehend, so make sure you're not excluding fields that actually do add a lot of value. Einstein Opportunity and Account Insights are great this release. We made over 50% of our insights now not requiring Einstein Activity Capture. So you don't need to connect your email anymore. You can manually log your email, or you could just have activity, like using tasks, or you could use the news and see competitor mentioned and other things. We also know that Sandbox is really important, especially the people who watch this presentation. And so now you can test the layout of this component in Sandbox. However, Einstein is a data scientist because Einstein needs data. So please do not use your Sandbox environment to test the accuracy of the insights that you see. This is just to help you lay out the component, see what it looks like, and help get it into the metadata that you want. And we have a team which is releasing Einstein Assistant and Insights on the mobile app. This is not in the release notes. This is the first time you're hearing about it from me. And hopefully this will be coming out in the middle of June. And so when that comes out, we'll also be pushing the release note updates. So now you'll not only be able to see insights without connected email, but when you're on your phone, you'll be able to see those insights on the record and take action directly from your phone. So whether you're on the Salesforce mobile app or whether you're in Lightning, you have all your insights all in one place. I know we're super excited for that. Another thing that I am personally really excited about, because I've spent a long time on this journey, is data protection. Whether you are in Japan and or Australia or in the EU or in other places that have data protection and regulations, Einstein listens to all of those steps, and we made it super easy. It takes just seconds for you to delete the data, manage consent, export read receipts, and really listen to these regulations. So, it's just one more click in the UI. You don't really need to think about these anymore. Einstein Activity Capture is something that I'm personally extremely excited about. And this is something that we launched when we launched Sales Cloud Einstein. But now it's available to everyone who uses Sales Cloud. Yes, everyone who uses Sales Cloud. And when I say now, I actually mean between the middle of June and the middle of July. It's going to be rolling out on a weekly basis across all of our 180,000 customers who use Sales Cloud. So what Einstein Activity Capture allows you to do is it allows you to save an hour a day by no longer manually logging all those activities. You connect your email, all of your events, they appear in Salesforce. If they are associated to contacts or leads or quotes or contracts, opportunities or accounts in the system, you can blacklist it. Again, we know that your privacy and your protection is what we want. So you can make sure that you don't capture that email that you just sent to your wife, who happens to also be a contact. You can manage access to all of these activities so that Anand can only see that I sent Ayuri an email. He can't see what that was about. And now everyone who is using Einstein Activity also has access to the activities dashboard in Analytics, which is awesome. No longer is it only 5 users who get access to this dashboard, so that everyone can look at how they're using Einstein Activity Capture, whether it's manually logged or automatically captured activities. And of course, we have those great management of data policies right out of the box and setup. Einstein Automatic Contacts has been there for a while, but now we have one place for you to manage all of the suggestions that Einstein is giving for you. So let's say you want to turn it on automatically and you just trust Einstein to add the contacts as you see them. You can go to one list view, see all of those, take action, accept and decline, so it's quicker, one-stop shop for all the recommendations that Einstein is giving you for automated contacts. Again, we're all about reducing the manual data that you have to add to the system. Einstein Email Insights is a great feature that we launched in Inbox, but now it's also in Sales Cloud in the timeline. You'll be able to see email insights when executives are mentioned, involved, or people are out of office, or pricing is discussed. You'll also be able to see that on the email detail page. And then we know that the timeline is something that Anant has been helping you build for a long time. And so we wanted to make sure that we added better filtering to this. So now at the top, you'll be able to see all the filters that you've applied right on the spot. And also the timeline is now supported in communities. And finally, everything in Einstein, does require some data and some steps. And so we really want you to use the Einstein Readiness Report. I bet if you went and set up right now and you searched for Readiness Assessor inside of Einstein Sales, you could click the button to run the assessment and wait. By the time I was done with my demo, you would see what are the features you're ready to turn on now and what are the next steps to get you started. And we'll assess all of them to get you started on your Einstein journey today. So I'm going to switch over to my demo to show you a little bit more. Alrighty. So I know Ayuri used to be in sales. Did you ever have to deal with forecasting?
All the time.
All the time, right? You were just sitting in your Excel spreadsheet trying to figure out who on your team was sandbagging, who's being overzealous, rolling up everything, and just stuck in this. Wouldn't it be great if you had a dashboard that looked like this, that just told you, today, it looks like Einstein says we're going to predict that you're going to close 9 million, but it looks like, ooh, you're about 1 million shy of your quota. And Einstein is going to show you day by day what we think is actually going to close. And the way that we do that is by looking historically at the trends of your team, all of the activity, what is closed, and what will close with the pipeline that you have available. But if you wanted to double click into this, then we could actually show you your forecast. And as Haidang was talking about, your forecast can be done at the role hierarchy level. So even though Scott manages a team of 500 people, it's just rolling up at the different levels that he can see. And now he has this great Einstein prediction detail. So it shows him that about $1.3 million have already closed. And with everything that's in the pipe today, there's about $8.1 million that will probably close from that. But you know the most amazing thing about Einstein? It knows what you're going to do before you know what it's going to do. So it's actually telling me that, you know what, about $1 million is going to close from deals that are not even in my CRM today. So they're not even in this commit or best case that I see in my CRM. They're entirely outside of that. That is amazing. Einstein is giving you a view into the future with data science. But unfortunately, it also looks like about 1.5 million of what you think is going to close is actually going to change. And so your total prediction is 9 million. But if you look at his team, Scott's team says it's going to be anywhere between 7 and 10.4. I don't know about you, but that doesn't give me a lot of faith in my team's ability to estimate what they're going to do. But Einstein says within a 5% range, it's going to be $8.98 million. And so now I can take action and figure out what I should do next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill in. What we're looking at here is the opportunity score. And you'll see with the opportunity score, we have different factors, both positive and negative, of why that score is there. So it sees that this opportunity is moving really quickly through the stages, has a ton of activities, probably looking good. But if we scroll down, we'll see, this X-Power deal, oh, it's a really big deal. It's potentially $2.8 million. That's really going to help with my forecast. And it has a score of 85. So what is that going to do to help push it over the top? Well, maybe it looks like, oh, communication about this opportunity has really stopped. So I could reach out if I was Scott, and I could ping Erica, whose deal this was, and say, hey, Erica, let's get your team on this. And we actually have a really interesting story. Actually, here at Salesforce, we are using Opportunity Score right now, and there was recently a big Sales Cloud Einstein deal that had a decent score, maybe it was like in the 70s. And just having this score, whether it was on the list view, on the object, on the report, allowed our executives to ski it and say, hey, maybe what I should do is I should jump in now. I should mention some people, and I should get the ball moving. And we were able to close the deal at the end of the month. And because forecasting and opportunity score told us that, we were able to take action. So, you know, it can predict the future, but it can also help push behavior towards the areas that we want it to and help make that forecast even stronger.
Really cool.
Yeah, super cool. And so we love that we have the opportunity score here. It's also based on other activities. So if I manually logged an email, it's going to show, hey, this recent activity shows that an amount was mentioned, and it looks like this deal is trending down, or this opportunity is boosting, or this company is actually expanding. And it's using live data sources to help me figure that out. So that doesn't even require me to connect my email. But if I did want to connect my email, what I would do is my admin would give me a perm set, and I would see a banner at the top asking me to connect my account. I would go in to my settings, and I would connect my email through Einstein Activity Capture. And I would set up a new account, and I could connect anything I wanted, whether it was a Gmail, Office 365, or an on-prem 2013 or 2016 Exchange account. And once it's connected, I'm also able to set my sharing. So again, we know that your privacy is super important to you, and ingesting all of your email is not necessarily something that you feel comfortable with. So you can change your sharing settings. In this case, I feel really comfortable. I'm with my PMs here. They're all in my trusted circle, so I'm going to share my emails with my group of West Coast salespeople. But let's say I have really sensitive emails and I only want me to be able to see them. What will show up is when Anand looks at the activity timeline for Jason, he's just going to see, hey, this event wasn't shared with you, but he'll be able to see that I'm going to have a meeting with Jason on February 2nd. But if you feel really comfortable with my team, and I want to share everything, because at the end of the day, the better visibility you get to the information that's in Salesforce, the better everyone can sell. I can also toggle it, and so everyone will have access to everything, and I can save my sharing settings. Then, when I go into my opportunities, let's go into all of my opportunities and go to GTX, my favorite opportunity. You'll see because both Sarah and Joan have contact roles on this opportunity, the emails that I have with them are directly pulled into the activity timeline. And you'll also see here that this email with Sarah, oh, there was actually an executive involved on this email. So I want to really focus on this one and make sure that I answer it quickly. And you'll see that my timeline is full of all this activity that they're capturing. And if I want to just hone in on the ones that are really important, I can limit it just to the activities that have email insights on them. And I can see that this timeline today is filtered just within 2 months. So maybe something I expected to see here wasn't here. So I can actually change the filter and I can apply it to all time. And my other really favorite enhancement that we added is I'm able to show just my activities today. So we know that everyone connecting all of their email into Salesforce is potentially going to cause some noise in the timeline, and I just want to see the ones that are associated with me. So I click on my activities, I apply, and that's what I see. So now I can see that when we connect all of the information, it's all here at my fingertips. And this opportunity is boosting because you know what? It's saying that the email volume suggests this deal is going to close. So Einstein and I both feel really good about it. This is not the only type of information that we're changing though, right? We're also giving you contact suggestions. And one place you can find them is on the homepage, or you can find them here in this brand new list view that we added. So you can look at all of the contact suggestions that Einstein is giving you of contacts that should be added to your system. And the way they know that is that I've actually emailed David Smith before, and maybe I talked to Sarah at the same time on that email. So they know they're probably working together. I'm probably talking to them about a deal in the system. And if I want, I can directly add that contact right here. And if I trust Einstein automated contacts, I can just have them all added, and then I can look at everything I've added in one spot. So it's a great way just to add everything with a click of the button. Again, Einstein's really trying to make you more productive. It's not trying to replace your job, but it's trying to help you do more in one place. So again, really try out these features. They're amazing. And when you get a chance, go into Setup and try the Einstein Readiness Assessor to see how you can get started.
Awesome. Thank you, Marianne. That was fantastic. Elna, I think we have time for maybe 1 or 2 questions.
Okay. So Squire was asking, the biggest challenge is to get sales to adopt Einstein is finding that hidden predictive score that is impactful and applicable. So he's looking for suggestions on how to find the right score for a non-traditional sales process.
A non-traditional sales process. I would say, again, run the Einstein Readiness Assessor. We look at the fields that you're using today and make sure that they make sense for the features that we have. But I would say opportunity score, if you're using the standard amount field as well as opportunities, is a great way to get started. We also see a lot of traction with people who've closed leads and lots of leads in the last 6 months. So those 2 I definitely recommend getting started with. And did you know you can use them in Classic? So if you have some people who are still transitioning on their Lightning journey, use them there.
And then the big burning question that everybody has, which is very common when we have a part of an add-on that becomes standard within another cloud, is which parts of this that you just talked about are included with Sales Cloud and which parts are part of a Einstein add-on?
Yes, that's a great question. At the end of the day, we know that reducing the data that you have to enter in manually is the biggest problem we can solve. The estimates is that over 90% of data never makes it into Salesforce. So that's the problem that I really want to solve. And so Einstein Activity Capture, connecting your email and your calendar directly into Salesforce, is what is included in Sales Cloud. You get 100 of those licenses when you are using Sales Cloud. And then the Einstein Email Insights in the timeline are something that we're offering as a free service today so that you can try it out. Everything else is a paid service, but at the end of the day, the Readiness Assessor will help you figure out, and you can actually get started without paying for it today if you want to try it out.
Thank you, Marianne, and thank you, Elna, and thank you for everyone in the community for your questions. Now we're going to move on to, last but not least, Anusha is going to talk to us about reports and dashboards.
Thank you. So Summer 18 has been the biggest release ever for reports and dashboards, and this is really thanks to our community for posting these great ideas. And we're very happy to announce that we're launching Subfolders in this release, which has 70,000 idea exchange points, and old value, new value filtering, printable view, report last run date, and join reports for Lightning. This is about 140,000 idea exchange points. So Lightning Report Builder is finally GA, generally available, and any user can create reports, powerful reports, quickly and easily. And with Summer 18, users can group by date, so they can pick the date granularity in their reports. They can type in dates for filter values, and they can also choose null values with this new null selection filter. In terms of the enablement, so all new orgs will be getting the Lightning Report Builder by default. Whereas the existing orgs, you can choose between the Lightning Report Builder and the Embedded Classic Builder. but admins don't have to enable anything now. Users can just get it by default, which is great. Lightning formatted export. So in the report run page, users will now see two options for export. One will be the formatted report. So this will actually bring up a modern Excel file that has the formatted version of the report that you're actually seeing. Lightning Report Enhanced Run page. So in the Lightning Report Builder, if you got a chance to see it in the pilot and the beta, there's actually these toggles at the bottom, which we think will be really productive for you guys, which is like toggling in the details or the totals. And we want to bring that same experience to the run page, and we're making enhancements on the run page to allow better ad hoc reporting in general. So that is in beta status. There's a few limitations for it, and we're allowing users to switch back between the current run page and this enhanced run page with the Summer 18 release. Lightning Join Reports. Like I mentioned, this is coming, and this has come in Lightning, and it is in beta status, so users will be able to view or run their join reports in Lightning now, but they have to use the embedded classic builder in Lightning in order to create or edit. So editing them in the Lightning Report Builder is not supported yet, but it will be in the next few releases, hopefully the next one. And then also charts, export and collaboration with Chatter is not available yet, but will be available over the next few releases. Lightning Dashboard Tables. So this has been GA in the tabular actually format, but in this release, we're allowing groupings within the dashboard table. So when you create the dashboard table component, you can select the group, and you can allow conditional highlighting and chatter photos, and you can even show totals below. Few other Lightning dashboard enhancements. So one productive one we're hoping that you like is adding a report to dashboard right from the report. So in the reports home or on the report run page, you should be able to just add that report right to a dashboard. And also using chart as defined in source report and dashboard drill to another URL. So essentially like drilling through dashboards and dashboard linking. Dashboard subscriptions. So any user can subscribe to a dashboard and now share with multiple users. Before they're only able to share with themselves. Now I can actually allow up multiple users. And that's available in mobile and in desktop. Folders, as I mentioned, for folder management is getting better and better in Lightning. With subfolders now in Summer 18, users can organize report and dashboard folders and also customize the list views. So, we allow add or remove. So in any of the scopes, and if you're in reports or folders, you can select what columns you want to see. And with that, I'm actually going to jump to a demo because we have a lot of things to see. All right, so I'm here as I'm an active reports user. And now I see that the home page is a little bit different on reports. You might see this in the sandbox as well. So I can resize columns. And I can also do text wrapping if I wanted to. And here is the new gear icon I was saying, which is allowing users to customize their list view. So I did mention we added last run date, so let's see how that works. Last modified date is also a new column that we've added. Let's say I don't really care who created the report, so we can remove that. I want only the dates. That's probably more helpful for me. Now I can sort by the last run date. And I see, whoa, like I actually created this report and I've never even run it. So that's kind of a useless report. I can go ahead and delete that if I wanted to. But let's drill into this folder. Let's see if there's any other useless reports here. Wow, there's quite a lot of reports in this folder. It might be a good use for subfolders. I see that, maybe we can split it by region. Let's see how that works. Let's try to create a folder within a folder for the first time. Let's do maybe break down our WW sales folder to our region. One thing to keep in mind when we're creating a subfolder is the sharing settings for the subfolder would be the same as the top level folder. So the Ameris sales sharing settings would be the same as WW sales. And now that we have this subfolder here, you see that in the list view we can have folders of reports. I can start moving in content into this folder. So this all Amer products report with just this move action that we've introduced, I can pick the subfolder. It already knows where I am. And I can just select that. So I can just start moving content around into my subfolders. There you go. Now I know I'm an admin, I need to build more reports. Let's use the Lightning Report Builder, see how that is. So let's do new report. In this org, I have both options, new report for Classic and new report. Let's go to the Lightning Report Builder. And let's do an opportunities report. So Lightning Report Builder makes it very easy to actually do groupings. So let's go ahead and group by close date. So now we have a tabular report here of opportunities. Once we do this grouping, it's going to become a summary report. But it doesn't look like it has the dates that I want. So we can go to the filters panel. And in the close date, I need actually a custom date. So let's do custom. And I can now just type in any value I want. So I want to look at opportunities from 2015 to 2018, but only to the first. I can apply that. And in the opportunity status, I actually want to only look at closed ones. So let's apply that filter as well. And now, so this is actually grouped by day, which is not that useful for me. I can group date by, and I can select calendar month. So I can look at what's happening month by month. And now I can add a chart. Wow, this report now is looking pretty good for me. So I'm going to go ahead and save and run. And we've added this select folder now because, we have subfolders. So we can actually select any folder. We can select a normal top level folder. If you have any subfolders created in your org, we can actually search for it and drill through that folder. So I just created this subfolder, MR Sales. I want to put this closed won opportunities report there. I can save. Now it's loading the run page. It's running the report. So as I mentioned earlier, so now we're giving users an option to switch between our new run page. I'll show that in a bit, but I want to first show actually the export option. So you can go ahead and export this report, and you'll see the formatted export report and the details only. So this is the previous what we had. The formatted report, we can try that out. It might take a few seconds, so I'll just share a few limitations while that's loading. So essentially, we're supporting all the formats that you're used to, except for join reports. Join reports is still in beta, so that's not yet supported. There we go, it's here. Okay, so here's the formatted version of the report. And, you could see the filters, and there's all the details. It's basically, a pretty version of the report. So that's export to formatted report. Now let's actually show how join reports work. I've actually favorited one of my favorite join reports, so cases join report. Let's say you're a cases manager and you're interested to see, how are my cases looking this month with last month, right? So join reports are available in Classic, essentially to provide users the ability to have multiple reports in the same report. So you can have the same report type, or you can have different report types. And the report that's coming up here, it's taking a few seconds to load. Essentially, we have two blocks, and we're comparing, we have two blocks of cases of this month and cases of last month. So as I was saying earlier, we can edit the report. You see the options here. You can edit it in Classic. Or, we have a few of the options available, not all the options as the normal one page. Oh, there we go. Here it is. Join reports are a little bit slow, but, they make it in time. So we have our two blocks here grouped by priority. And I have these toggles here now because we're on the enhanced report one page. So I can toggle that off. It might take a second again. Meanwhile, we can see the filters. So now in Classic, we weren't able to see this. We weren't able to actually see the filters per block. And now we can actually see what filters are applied for block in Lightning. And now I see that, okay, this month, my cases are looking pretty good compared to last month. So that was helpful. So that's join reports. We're working on more with join reports. It's still in beta. We're trying to make it much better in Lightning and more usable as well. So few other things I want to show you on the dashboard side. So as I mentioned, on the reports home, you can actually just go to any report. Let's do this report and add that to a dashboard. So you can pick an existing dashboard, or you can pick a new dashboard. So it gives you an option to do that. So let's do an existing. And when we're adding the components, right, so this is the dashboard table, the new Lightning dashboard table component. You'll see a few different options here. You have an option to add groups. So now you can essentially have the component into a summary format. And so we choose in our leads. Let's group by lead status. You can add measure columns if you would like. There's sorting on the columns that you can add. They can also have totals and conditional highlighting. So let's just put a few numbers to get some colors here. And custom links. So this is the dashboard drill through I was mentioning. You can actually add a dashboard ID, and you can drill through dashboards that way, and you can connect them. And I think that's good. Let's go ahead and add this component. Save it.
Hey, Anusha, I think we're going to go ahead and check out some of the questions.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I had, actually.
All right.
I was done with my demo. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We have about 2 minutes for questions, Elna, but let's get in as many as we can.
All right, let's see what I've got here. So we got a lot of shout outs for so many new features. I don't even know where to start. But Tracy says, praise Salesforce, formatted export, thank you. And I'm doing a happy dance on the subfolders because I love to organize stuff. So thank you. Lots of shout outs for various things from Prag and Kate. And Jody had one question that came up in the other webcast on the admin webcast day, and she was asking about sharing rules on report subfolders, and she wasn't sure when is this coming? Is it on the roadmap, or is it possible today?
Yeah, so for the subfolders, to keep it simple for our first release, it's based on a top level folder. And we can have actually 3 levels of folders from the top folder, but it's going to be on the top level folder for now. We want to understand more of the use cases on how could you share subfolders differently, but it is on the later feature roadmap.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our product managers for your amazing presentations. We love these new features. And to everyone out there in our community, please keep those questions coming in the community because they're going to get to all of them. And thank you also, Elna, for joining us and leading us through all these questions. Now, we are so excited because all the rest of this week, we've got more Release Readiness live broadcasts. Tomorrow, we're going to be focused on Service Cloud. So make sure you come back here for that. But before we move on, we have a survey, and we'd love for you to give us your feedback on this session. Let us know how we can improve and keep these sessions providing as much value to you as possible. And in addition to all the new features that you've learned today, we know that you may want to be learning some more about some of the background behind these features. So we've put together a special trail mix just for this release where you can go in and learn about everything from territory management to all the email tools, and you'll be at the perfect baseline to start rolling out these new features. And with that, I'd love to thank you again, and please join us tomorrow for Service Cloud. We had so much content to go through that we ran out of time. So we're going to go ahead and review the roadmap now.
Thank you, Aurora. So we have a lot more exciting things coming in the next couple of releases. From the core sales perspective, we will be adding the multi-add UI when you try to add new reps into the account. We're also going to be GA the territory-based forecasting. And we are also adding enhancement to change up owner options on the opportunity objects that has been high on the request list from many users. We're also heard your feedback on the inputs on the public calendar, so we will be adding that to the next release. We're also GA'd Lightning dialer call recording capabilities. And also, email open tracking is now becoming available within Lightning in addition to the previous availability in Classic. On the Einstein, we're adding new capabilities for you to customize the Einstein models if you have all the capability within your organization to further tune the model to best suit your requirements in your organization. We have the predictive forecasting GA in this summer release. It is only for the monthly forecasting, and we understand some of the organizations are only doing the forecasting on a quarterly basis. So in the winter release, we'll be introducing capability so you can do predictive forecasting for your quarterly basis forecasting capabilities. We're also adding enhancement to the engagement history. Also, we're not done with all the capabilities we are adding to the reports and dashboards. We're enhance the reports run page that will become a GA capabilities. There's new quick search capability incoming in the reports dashboard homes. And also we're enhancing the subscription capability so not only individual user can subscribe to the reports dashboards, we can now send the subscription to rows and groups to further enhance the usability and manageability of these capabilities. And there are a lot more other capabilities coming in. So hopefully we'll see you in the winter release readiness to share with you all these new exciting capabilities.
Awesome. Thank you, Haidong.